Welcome to Know the Score with Decker and Dix. Don't forget to like us and follow us on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Join us live Monday and Friday mornings, or sometimes Tuesdays or Wednesdays, and even an occasional Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, who knows? You can shoot us questions or just send us a comment to set Decker straight. Sit back, enjoy, Know the Score with Decker and Dix now.
All Vikings fans. That's all Vikings fans this morning, buddy. We're worried. Yeah. We're worried. JJ McCarthy was the answer all along.
Yeah.
You're cold.
So here we go. No, it's not bad. It's chilly up here. Yeah, it's 8 above. It was colder over the weekend.
We're 9 above, but the wind is just whipping here, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm freezing. I'm super duper freezing, but life
let's rewind here about 22 hours. Let's go back to the 11 o'clock games. We won't start with the Vikings. We'll start with the Bears Packers. Bears pick up a win. Half the fan base is pissed off at the world because the Bears won. The true fans are going, you know what? There's some momentum in the next year. We finally broke the winless streak against the Packers. I'm on that side. I'm not too worried if we pick 8th or 10th. Really doesn't matter. You
gotta pick on offensive linemen, right? Is that what you're gonna do?
Odds are, yeah.
Or do you look to trade that pick right away? What do you do? Tell me what you do.
It's hard to say. I mean, we'll see what we get for coaches. We'll see what we get in free agency, and drafts in April. Anything can happen. Okay. Packers didn't look the best yesterday. We're not gonna say that the Bears defense was good because nobody will, but they were.
They were pretty good.
We knocked Jordan Love out of the game. Then Watson went down on his own. He's kind of a fragile wide receiver.
He is. He's fragile. He's super fragile.
So then the Packers went into panic mode in the second half and benched Jacobs. Didn't want him to get hurt. But Dallas almost won that game. If Dallas would have won, Packers had their shot at the 6th seed. And
Packers are, I don't know. First to the Bears. You sent me that picture yesterday of that defensive guy just smoking Malik Willis.
That was one of the best hits I've seen in a while.
A beautiful hit. And you said,
I'm trying to figure out how Malik didn't see him, but maybe he was
kind of like you playing back when you were that age in high school. Still the leading scorer in that league.
Yeah. No, so and then I will tell you this: when it got down to the end, when DJ Moore, did you watch the end of the game?
I actually watched it on YouTube. Yes.
When DJ Moore fumbled it,
you were just like, oh.
Well, the first thing I thought of was like the script. He dropped it on purpose. I thought, here we go. They kicked the field goal. I'm like, you know what? We played them well. And when we made that field goal, I'm like, there's no script. At least for the Bears game anyway.
So Daryl Johnston was like ripping the Bears. Like, oh, they've done this and they just do this. And they've lost another game. Well, they hadn't lost it yet. And the horse collar tackle it wasn't as bad as Caleb made it look.
No, I know. At first I thought, oh my gosh. And then they showed it. I'm like,
and the fans were like, boo. And he went down. He did.
What Daryl Johnson said, all the Bears fans are waiting. How are we going to screw this up? Play. And I'm like, seriously?
Jackass.
But,
he's got the script,
you go back. The Bears are 5 and 7 in 1-score games.
Yeah.
Vikings are totally flipped at like
they're 9-1.
Yeah, 9-1 in 1-score games. So it is what it is. You get breaks.
That old adage,
you don't get breaks. Yeah.
You score more points, you win the game.
Yep.
No matter what.
Yep.
No matter what.
that Hail Mary doesn't happen, we could be talking all 4 teams in the playoffs right now. You never know.
I agree.
But,
I agree.
I mean, that game shot the Bears. I mean, that was crazy.
That was your season right there. It was
just spiraled after that.
You and Mike Wilbon had that call. You said that's the end of their season right there.
Man.
You were right.
Terrible.
Not many times you're wrong there, Nolan.
I know. I wouldn't say that. I'd go the opposite on the.
You always got to set me straight according to the open.
Yeah, exactly. I have no idea why I threw that in there. So the afternoon games, Saturday games, we saw MVP Lamar Jackson. We seen the Bengals pull off a big victory.
Yep.
And all they need is Miami to lose, which is very possible, and the Broncos to lose. And then Kansas City decides to start their Division 4A kids.
Carson Wentz.
And the rest of
the
benched everybody. And I'm not saying I felt sorry for Cincinnati, but I mean, man, you sit down thinking, hey, we got a chance, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, they're down 24-0 at halftime. They're not even trying.
Yeah.
Which that kind of sucked for Cincinnati. But I get what Kansas City is doing. But it's killed teams in the past. You take that week off. Now you got another week off. So now you've got 2 weeks off. That could hurt them. I mean, Kansas City not the team they were the last 2 Super Bowls. I don't think.
Well, they're all a year older, another season of rough and grind football.
Well, they got some banged up running backs.
Mahomes has had a non-Patrick Mahomes type year, but I don't blame them for rest. I would have maybe started him the first quarter. If Mahomes gets one big hit from the Broncos, then yank him out. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they do. I think they'll be one and done. I think whoever goes to KC will probably take them out. I'm really interested in this Green Bay Philly game because I think with Jalen Hurts should be back by then. I think.
I don't think Green Bay.
We'll talk more about the games coming up here shortly, but
I think Green Bay's been exposed a few times this year. Twice by the Bears, who should have beat them that first time by the blocked field goal.
I saw this on X last night that the Packers were a blocked field goal away from going 0-6 in the division. You know that? Yeah. So I mean that's 6 games, dude.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the thing. It's like if you can win your 6 games in the division, all you have to do is go 3 and whatever else, and you got 9 wins.
I'd say 10 wins would get you a playoff berth. I think, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, I would think so. But I mean, you look at strength of schedule, and I've pondered over this numerous weeks. It's like every year at the beginning of the year, they go back to last year's schedule, the records, and say, no, this team has the hardest schedule. But now I think at the end of the season, you need to look back and say, who had the hardest schedule? You look at Minnesota, Detroit, Detroit, Green Bay, and Chicago were all right around 113 wins and 111 losses, right around there. Vikings were 99 and 125. The only thing that helped out that strength of schedule or hurt them, I guess, was the Detroit Lions, 15 wins now. Bears had the Vikings on there with 14 wins. They had the Packers on there with 9 wins. So I think strength of schedule, I think you got to – I don't think you can't go by that going into the season, I don't think, because the teams are different.
Let's go back to the beginning of the season to where they were saying the Vikings season, with the exception of the Giants, was pretty tough. It was a tough open. It had the Texans, it had the 49ers, there were other people in there. So you just can't go by that. You just got to play the games. You got to play the games. I will say the Vikings had 3 losses, Nolan. You know who those 3 losses were to? 2 to Detroit.
Twice to Detroit.
And 1 to the LA Rams.
Yeah.
Both playoff teams.
Yep.
They beat the teams they were supposed to beat.
They did. Yeah, it was Giants, 49ers, Texans, Packers, Jets, Lions. So
yeah,
At the beginning, it was a juggernaut. You look back now, you've got some of those teams that didn't make the playoffs.
Right.
But Rams did beat them 30-20.
The last part of their schedule is pretty brutal too, playing the Packers and the Bears twice and the Lions and whoever.
Yeah, but they played the Cardinals, played the Bears twice. That was a cushy game.
Titans,
Jaguars,
better.
Colts.
So is a Trevor Lawrence-led Jaguars team better than a Mac Jones team? The answer is yes.
I would think so. Yeah, I was just gonna say it was like Trevor Lawrence.
We had a bad week that week and we still won. So I mean that's where you got to go. That's what you got to go with. I don't know. I don't know everything, but
so what was? Do you remember what week Sam Darnold had one of his? Obviously, with the Rams game, he had 2 touchdowns, 240 yards, an okay game.
He had a terrible game against the Jaguars. He had a terrible game against the Titans. It's like they just kind of like took the week off, like an extra bye week is what it was. He had like 3 interceptions against the Jaguars. So
Stafford had 4 touchdowns and an interception against the Vikings, 279 for the yardage. Looking back now, do you think the Vikings defense is overrated?
Do I think they are?
Yeah. Are they every time you'd hear the first half of the season is like Flores, genius. And now it's like
overrated. No, I think they got pretty good players figured out, maybe to a point. Yes.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? I think they're a pretty good defense, Nolan, but they got figured out. Good coaches figure out, they make adjustments, they do all that stuff. You know?
And I don't think Flores has done that in the last couple of weeks.
No.
I don't think he did much last night. I think they were exposed big time last week. Either that or they got halfway through it and thought, "Jeez, I think we're going to beat this Detroit Lions team. Let's
put it in cruise. They got the 4th seed locked up. It's done. I don't know. I don't know O'Connell's thoughts.
But the Vikings want to win it. But the Vikings will win this weekend because Dan Campbell came out and said, "See you in 2 weeks, Kevin." That's all over the internet. I heard it last night.
How would they get the Vikings?
Because they're the
lowest seeded
Vikings
team.
Would be unless there's a 6 or 7 seed that wins.
Right.
But if the 2 and 3 seeds win, they will play each other, and then the Detroit Lions will take the lowest seeded team. So they'd be the 5.
If the Packers beat Philly, and if the Skins beat Tampa.
If the Skins beat Tampa, then the Skins are going to Detroit, and then Minnesota would play whoever else. Yeah.
Probably Philly. Unless it was Green Bay, then they would come to Minnesota.
Yeah. It was funny though.
No. Washington would come to us. If Green Bay won, Green Bay would go to the Lions.
Right.
Yeah.
Just as long as there was 2 upsets down in the bottom.
Keep winning. Now is the time that they just need to keep winning. That's it.
Yeah. Or start winning again. Start winning.
Yeah.
New season.
Go ahead.
No, I just gonna say new season.
New season.
It's 0-0. It doesn't matter.
And you're on your way.
But I did ask last night. I was surfing around the Facebook and I came across that 10,000 Lakes guys. Those guys that put a camera on like 6 people watching the game, and they're and I typed in Viking fans don't want to go to Philadelphia, do they? I was waiting for some snide comment, and they looked at that and they went, "No, we don't want to go to Philadelphia." I'm like, I said it would be funny. It would be a funny scenario if the Vikings had to go to Philadelphia, but
it wouldn't bode well. It wouldn't bode well for her.
No, not for the fans. I think you'd watch it on
TV. Anyways, I think it's. Was it? You know what? Kudos to the Lions. They're a pretty damn good team.
Yeah,
really good team. You can't go wrong with that.
And I did the old, I put the Vikings on the top and for the power poll.
Yeah, you did that on purpose.
But hey, I was jumping on the wagon though. I was jumping on the wagon with you.
Jumping on the wagon. All right. So let's chat coaches.
Coaches, yeah.
Big Brian D's. Am I freezing up here? It looks like I am.
You did for a second, but your voice is still so good. Now your phone's ringing. I hear that.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, is there a game tonight?
Yeah.
So coaches wise, well, we'll just keep talking. Can you hear me?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, you just can't. I'm not. There you go.
Actually, I've looked at these before.
Dabo keeps his job.
Yeah, that's a surprise.
Yeah. Anyone else get fired besides Peterson? Yeah. Well, Jared.
Nope, not
Mayo yesterday.
Yeah, but I think that's all set up for Vrabel to go to New England now, isn't it? Right? You think Vrabel's going to New England? There you are. You're going in and out now.
Yeah, I'm having issues.
Oh, yeah.
Must be too cold.
Must be.
Am I better now?
Yeah, you are. Yep. Cincinnati did fire their defensive coordinator after 6 seasons. Can you hear me now?
Better now.
Yeah. Did you hear me? Cincinnati fired their D coordinator. Are you hearing me? Can you see me? All right. Well, you back? Chad's got this look on his face. Like, are you with us, Chad? Chad from Minnesota, you're on the air. You're live. Chad Decker from Minnesota, you're live. All right. Well, with that, we do have some playoff games, and when Chad gets back, we are going to pick our winners. We've got games on 2 on Saturday. What else do we got here? 2 games on Saturday, which will be the Chargers at the Texans, Steelers at the Ravens. Sunday will be the Broncos at the Bills, and that'll be 11 o'clock game, and then 2:30. Packers at the Eagles Sunday afternoon at 2:30, and then Monday night, Sunday night, actually, nice, 6 o'clock will be Commanders at the Buccaneers, and then we go to Monday night. It will be the Vikings at the Rams, who are favored by 1.5. The Vikings are, and throughout the whole weekend, Tampa Bay is favored. Philadelphia is favored by 5.5. Buffalo by 9, which I don't see that. Baltimore favored by 9.5. And the Chargers are actually favored by 2.5.
Here I am.
There you are.
My computer here is just not playing nice.
Oh, okay. I just went over the 6 games that are going on next weekend. I didn't pick any of the winners, but I just told everybody who the favorites were. We'll quickly go over those. You were going to talk coaches. The Cincinnati Bengals D coordinator was fired.
Yep.
Which
Dable keeps his job, so we will. We're going to have to go through the games here quick because I'm also getting phone calls.
Okay, all right. Chargers at the Texans on Saturday. Chargers are favored by 2.5.
I'm going to take the Chargers.
All right, that's what I will do as well.
Okay.
Second game of the afternoon or in the evening, 6 o'clock. Steelers at the Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah. I think Lamar Jackson probably sealed up the MVP.
I'm going bro.
I think Josh Allen taking the day off, I think that hurt him. I really do. But Goff and Darnold did not put up anything last night that's going to give them. No. So, all right, Sunday, 11 o'clock. 3 games on Sunday. This will be fun. Broncos at the Bills. Buffalo's favored by 9. Is that a true statement or a false statement?
That's a true statement. I'm going to go Buffalo.
By 9, huh?
Yep.
I'm going to go Denver.
Okay.
I'm taking them +9. I think their defense will keep it close, but I think Buffalo will end up advancing on. But and then Sunday afternoon, 2:30, Packers at the Eagles. I'm going to go with Philadelphia.
I'm taking Philly.
Okay, and then Sunday night, Commanders at the Buccaneers. You know which way I'm going.
I'm going to take the Skins. Commanders.
And I'm going with Baker Mayfield and the Bucks.
Okay.
And then Monday night football. Do you like a Monday night playoff game? I mean, a win will put this team on a 4-day rest. Is that good or bad for? It's a disadvantage for these two teams.
Yeah. I don't think it matters this time of year. Whether you play tomorrow or if you play in 2 weeks, you're still going to be banged up. But
all right.
Minnesota's favored by 2. I am going to take the Vikings -2.
Whoa, you're going against what you've done all year.
Yeah.
What the heck? I'm going to go Minnesota as well. So sorry, Viking fans, but I'm going with the Vikings.
We both picked the Vikings, so it's over.
It's over. Yeah, it's over.
But
hey, we got 44 listeners out there. Welcome in, everybody. And playoff football, we'll have another one on probably Friday morning. We're going to try Friday, right?
We'll talk a little bit more. We'll talk about coaches that have been fired and all that good stuff. And then
who you got NCAA football, the winners? I've got Ohio State beating Oregon.
Which I did.
And then, did we pick these already?
Yeah, we already got it. Ohio State's there.
Oh, yeah. Jeez. All right, we're going to talk NDSU Montana State. They play tonight.
NDSU.
Yeah, I think we both are going to go NDSU, but Montana State's pretty good, but I got to stick with North Dakota. So
you got it, bro.
Okay, well, I'll let you get back to work. I guess I got to probably end everything here, and
you certainly do.
Save it, and
we'll see you
off into the archives.
We'll see you on to the flip side, my brother.
Bear down, brother. See ya.